Hi, this is Zena. We're going to be reading Tiger Eyes by Judy Blume. And this is my second time recording this chapter because, I don't know, the computer just wigged out. I put the video into the YouTube and then it says the file's not there. And I look and there's literally no video. And it had the little name on the YouTube title and I was like, what the heck? So, chapter 30. My letter to Wolf is returned on the same day that my first semester grades come in. The envelope is stamped, moved, no forwarding address. Where is he, I wonder? What is he doing? I put the letter into the trunk next to the ones I have received from Linnea, who writes to me on the first day of every month. In the spring, I will personally hand my letter to Wolf. In the spring, when I see him again, she might not. I don't know. I should go forward and check, huh? I show my grades to my mother, who was getting ready to go out with the nerd. She says, "Very nice, baby, especially since you missed more than a month of school. I'm sure you did your best." "How come you're going out on another date with him?" I ask. "It's not a date," Mom says. "We're having dinner together, that's all." "Sure," I say. Mom turns away from the mirror where she has been brushing her hair. "I need the adult companionship." "I thought you had that all day at the lab." "No, this is different," she tells me. It is different. That's definitely a date. But work is different than home. You need friends and companionship outside of work because that's just team building. "Well, have a good time," I say. But I don't mean it. And Mom knows that I don't. Then I go downstairs to feed Mika. Later, Walter asks to see my grades. And when I show them to him, he hits the roof. "They're not that bad," I say. "I got a C in American culture, a C in geometry, a B minus in French, and a B in English, and an A in typing." My mom thought they were fine, especially since I missed the first 6 weeks of school. "With a little effort, you could have had all A's and B's," Walter says. "You don't apply yourself. You don't work up to your full potential." I do not like Walter. He's so annoying. And since I read this chapter before, like over 10 years ago, and over 15 years ago, and just like 20 minutes ago, I was thinking earlier that maybe Walter is a good uncle, but and my uncles were bad, but Walter's actually, we're not gonna talk about my uncles that much, but actually Walter is a piece of work. Like, this is just like how he truly thinks, how he truly feels. So with a little effort, you could have had all A's and B's, Walter says. You don't apply yourself. You don't work up to your full potential. Mind you, her dad just died and she's depressed. And then y'all decided to send her to therapy. Just the mom because she wants to be on Quaaludes. "How do you know?" I ask. "I do plenty of studying in school and plenty in my room at night." This is not exactly true. I almost never study at school, except for geometry. I do my geometry homework with Ruben because he's very good at math. I used to be, but I guess missing all that school really did matter. And at night, I do only what is absolutely necessary. Besides, I say, what difference does it make? It's what you learn about. It's what you learn that counts, not what grades you get. Unfortunately, it does count what grades you get because they're grading off what you learned. Well, that's what they're supposed to be doing, but nowadays they want to see how good you can take a test, not how well you can learn. Who told you that? Walter asked. My father. I should have guessed. That had me tweaking earlier. I was like, you should have guessed. What's that supposed to mean? You want to wind up like him, Walter says, rising his voice, with no education, working in a 7-Eleven store, and a wasted life. That would have sent me into a tizzy. How dare you say that about my father? How dare you say that? My father had a wasted life. You don't know anything. My stomach is all tied up in knots. I am on the verge of tears. And I'm going to tell my mom that you said what you said about my father. He was a better man than you in every way. Fine, Walter Booms. Tell your mother, or maybe I'll save you the trouble and tell her for you. Because if your father had been a better man, she wouldn't have been where she is now. That's not true, I shout. Your mother is another example of a wasted life. Saying that to me, you would have wasted your life. I was like, oh, I do like to put myself in the place of the main character and think about how I would react, and I would act a fool. Pregnant in high school and destitute at 34. Shut up. Just shut up. I rushed toward him, calling him every name in the book, and pounded on his chest with my fist. He grabbed me by the wrist and smacked me hard, right across the face. I hate you, I yelled. I've always hated you. I turn and run out of the room, and as I do, I see that Bitsy and Jason have been in the kitchen the whole time, listening. So, your man said your brother was a waste. He's talking mashing about your brother, and you don't say nothing. It's like, I really don't like Bitsy. She just really acting like her name sound. And, or at least in my accent. And you can be like, hey, y'all need to chill out. Davey, take your ass upstairs. And then talk to your husband like, hey, you can't say that. But you just let your husband say anything. She probably did say something, and that's why this happens next. Upstairs, I get into bed, and when I have calmed down enough, I write another letter to Wolf, even though I have no address for him and I can't mail it. I have to tell someone what is happening. I have to tell someone how my life is falling apart. Someone who will understand. An hour later, Walter knocks on my bedroom door. Davy, can I come in for a minute? I have nothing to say to you, I tell him, but I have something to say to you. Suit yourself. He opens the door. I'm sorry, he says. I certainly didn't mean to insult your parents, but you did. You didn't mean to insult them or say it out loud, but that's how you felt, in my opinion. And certainly shouldn't be saying that to, what is she, 17? Shouldn't be saying this to a 17-year-old. I don't take my eyes off the dancing bear, which I am holding in my lap. I just hope you'd realize how important education is. I still don't look at him, but I say, I might want to be a professional singer. I had no idea, he says. I never heard you sing. Are you any good? I don't answer. I don't answer. He lowers his voice. I'm sorry I slapped you. That was uncalled for and unplanned. I don't believe in violence. Very funny, I think. All those bombs and missiles, but he doesn't believe in violence. He knows violence exists. Can you forgive me, he asks. Without speaking, I put the dancing bear on my night table. I snap. Sorry, y'all. Without speaking, I put the dancing bear on my night table, snap off the lamp, and roll over in bed and close my eyes. After a minute, Walter leaves. I hear him walking down the hall. That's the end of the chapter. He just really would have pissed me off. I don't know. And I got distracted because I was thinking, what kind of lamp was it? But I don't think the lamp matters. But I do like a good night table bed lamp. So I was just thinking. But anyways, like and subscribe.